Hi, I'm Danny.
And I'm Lilo.
And we are the Hitchhiking Ghostettes. We're a couple of crazy Disney adults that love to talk about Disney. So we thought, hey, let's make strangers listen to us instead of all the people we know who are sick of us.
It was either a podcast or an OnlyFans page of Danny's feet at the Disney parks. So, you're welcome, guys.
We're going to share our likes, our dislikes, our experiences, and travel tips with you.
And for those of you who are ready to grab some Mickey ears and create your own magical Disney experiences, message us or leave a comment so we can help book your next vacation.
And quick disclosure, we will be cursing and swearing, Musketeers, so this is your warning.
Yes. So sit back in your dune buggy as our podcast materializes. And don't forget to hurry back. Disney adults, welcome to episode 5. We've got lots to share with you today.
So much.
Yes. I'll let you want to go ahead and start?
Sure. We have the biggest Gazette yet. So much going on. Mm-hmm. So let's just jump right in. Okay. In park news, take it away, Lilo. Tell us what's happening in the parks.
Okay. Well, something that's really, really exciting from May 21st through September 7th, because Disney has got to be shaken in their boots about Universal's opening of the Epic theme park in Orlando. They said, oh, you guys, we're going to open up both water parks at the same time, which that hasn't happened in 6 years. So it's pretty exciting. So now, starting on May 21st through September 7th, they will have both Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard Beach open for you guys to go to. So that's really exciting because they also do have that new perk where if you're staying at one of their hotels and you check in like really early, you can go to one of the water parks for free and go
on your arrival day.
Yes, on your arrival day. Yeah, on your arrival day. So when you check in, leave them your stuff and take off in your swimsuits to one of the water parks for free as they get your room ready and get everything ready for you to check in. So pretty cool. We were gonna find out. We're not quite sure if you're allowed to park hop between the two.
Yeah, unclear.
Yeah, or how that is. If you just.
But it's cool that you now have both to choose from.
Yeah, totally so cool. That's really, really exciting. So. That's a lot of fun. So if you're planning your trip between May 21st and September 7th, make sure you look into that and figure out which park you want to go to. Also, let's see here. So rides over at DCA, it has been announced that they are bringing Pandora from the world of Avatar to Disney California Adventure.
So exciting.
I know. That is going to be awesome. What's really going to be awesome is that this Pandora is going to be themed after Way of Water, which is, of course, the second movie, and then The Fire and Ash, which will be the third movie, and then all future projects. So the original Pandora theming and everything from the first Avatar, that's going to stay in its home in Animal Kingdom in Orlando, but DCA is going to get everything else moving forward, which is really, really cool and exciting. Apparently a new innovative boat ride is going to be there. So
we don't know yet what is innovative about it. The concept art looks beautiful, but so it's a boat ride with something new and fun.
I know.
That we've yet to learn.
I'll be really excited to learn about that because I am an Avatar fan, so that's going to be fantastic.
And your daughter is a huge Avatar fan.
Yes, she's going to freak out. I'm very excited about that. That's going to be a lot of fun. The Millennium Falcon, so Smuggler's Run, they're going to add an additional storyline that's going to include, you see what I wrote? It's going to include Grogu.
Very, very excited. Grogu, Lilo?
Grogu. Sometimes known as Baby Yoda, will be in this storyline. Unlike where I was completely confused, I thought they were saying they were going to add Groot to the storyline, and I was like, "What?"
That was a fun moment earlier.
Yeah, that was like, wait, and I was so confused, and she kept looking at me like, "What is wrong with you?" I was like, "Why is it me? That doesn't fit. I don't get it." And I was so confused until it took me a second to realize she said Grogu, not Groot. So, and even here in my notes, I wrote Groot. Question mark. Great. But that'll be at both the Smuggler's Run in Walt Disney World and at Disneyland. So that's pretty exciting. So both Galaxy's Edges will have it.
Imagine if you had turned that into a whole What the Figment segment. I'm like, what are you doing putting Groot in Star Wars, Disney?
That would have been so embarrassing. And absolutely on brand for me. That would have been a thing I would have done. Thank God we caught that early. That would have been so embarrassing. And then of course, Monsters Inc. Monstropolis is going to have its own land over in Hollywood Studios, and they're going to have the very first ever suspended coaster at a Disney park, and it's going to be themed on the the doors, all the doors that they go through, you know, that whole
The
scene in the
scene,
Monster
yeah.
Inc. where, you see all the doors sliding around. So that'll be a lot of fun. The concept
So
art
much
on
fun.
that is incredible.
Yes.
Yes. So if you get a chance, look that up because that's going to be a great ride. I'm very, very excited about that.
Yes.
And then, just as a side note, since we're talking about Hollywood Studios, Muppet Vision 3D is officially closing on June 7th of 2025. So
Head over and bid it farewell.
yes, it is over and out for the Muppets. So pretty sad about that, but I am excited to see what they're going to do with the Rock and Roller Coaster.
Yes.
You know, that'll be a lot of fun.
I think that would be
I wonder
really
if it's
fun.
going to be like a Muppets Take Manhattan kind of thing.
Well, I think, because it's to keep sort of with the music theming, I think it's going to have something to do with Animal and his band.
Oh, okay.
Mayhem, right?
Yeah.
Something Mayhem.
So, I guess...
Anyway. But I'm excited.
Was that a fever dream that I had about that? Okay. Why did I think Muppets Take Manhattan? Okay, so I was totally off. It's fine. I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun. Either way. Either way, it doesn't matter because I never watched that ride with my eyes open. So, that is absolutely horrifying for me. So, I haven't seen that ride yet. So, it'll be the same to me. But that's exciting. Not that Muppet 3D or Muppet Vision 3D is closing, but that Rock and Roller Coaster is going to go Muppets. So, that'll be fun. And then the last thing I have on my list is over at Avengers Campus, they are coming out with Avengers Infinity Defense. This sounds amazing. So this is going to be a really awesome ride where you get to be recruited and join the Avengers as they are fighting against King Thanos. They're going to go across different iconic locations like Asgard and Wakanda, New York City, and you're going to be fighting. It's something about he stole the technology that we have to jump between worlds, so it causes a lot of chaos and havoc, so we're trying to stop all that from happening. So it sounds really, really fun. I'm totally stoked for that one.
I think it'll be amazing.
And they said what? The cards, so the concept art, when I saw it, it kind of looks like Rise of the Resistance, you know, or maybe like Mickey's Runaway, where it's kind of like those trackless rides.
Yeah.
Like it looks like one of those. The cart itself, they were saying it's a mix of the art from the Tony Stark's Infinity suits.
Yeah.
The time warp suits that they were wearing.
Which I can
And
see.
yeah, and then like Wakanda, it was Wakanda and some other kind of technology, but it's all kind of mixed together. So the ride looks really, really cool.
So fun.
Yeah, so I'm
Avengers
excited
Campus
about
getting
that.
2 new rides.
Yes.
So excited.
Yeah, because the other one... that
Disneyland
one-
Disneyland is like so much fun new stuff going on. We're gonna have Pandora. We're gonna have more Avengers stuff. It's gonna be really, and
But they did close the Timon parking lot. So we were talking about that
Yeah.
earlier. Yeah, because...
tore out more parking.
Yeah, with all these new great rides, everything's going to be awesome, but they're taking away more parking, which is going to, of course, cause some havoc on, you know, the parking situation already because...
Well, and they're in such a difficult situation because Disneyland is so landlocked that at this point, to do anything, you have to rip something out. But then, definitely for sure, if it's parking, I don't know how they're going to compensate for that. I don't know if they're going to have like satellite parking lots that shuttle you or something. I have no idea. I have to say, I personally have never even dealt with parking at Disney. I don't rent a car. I don't deal with that mess at all when I am there.
Yeah. I can say in 2020 when we took the kids out to Walt Disney World, we did rent a car and we didn't know better at the time. If we knew we were just going to go to the Disney Resort, we would never bother to rent a car because the transportation in Disney World is
So great.
phenomenal. Yeah, like it's
So many options.
Yeah, it's just awesome. I love it so much. I would never have wasted the money on a car. But in California, that's going to be kind of dicey because I don't feel safe walking around in Anaheim outside of the Disney bubble.
Yeah.
And there, unfortunately, the Disney bubble is very small. So
That's true.
yeah, I don't know.
I've always stayed inside of it though.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's also just nothing else in Anaheim that I'm even interested in seeing.
Yeah,
But-
there is nothing. Nothing at all. I even went to see like an Angels game and I could not wait to get, and that's only across the street, and I could not wait to get back to Disney.
Get back to Disney.
Such a Disney fan.
Like we were on our last trip, right?
Yes. Oh,
But we'll get to that later.
we'll get to that. We're trying really hard today not to go too off tangent.
We're trying because we have so many headlines.
Yes, we got a lot to talk about.
And then we want to get to the good stuff. So, in shows, so over in Magic Kingdom for the summer, and I didn't see any more specific dates yet than summer, but they have the Starlight Parade, which looks so much, like, super like my jam. It's a nighttime parade, kind of in the spirit of like the Main Street Electrical Parade or Paint the Night. Just beautiful colors, beautiful lights. There's a Coco float and a Wish float and Moana and
Encanto.
Encanto.
That one looks awesome.
Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous. Just, I think it's gonna be so beautiful. This winter, Zootopia will take over It's Tough to Be a Bug inside the Tree of Life. And then you already mentioned Muppets closing. So, fun new show in Hollywood Studios. These villain people, I tell you, man. But I will say this, it is a good time to be a Villains fan, man. So villains are getting their own new show over in Hollywood Studios. Mostly led by Maleficent, Cruella, and Captain Hook. The others as well, but those three are like the main headliners. Apparently, this is their opportunity to tell us how they've been treated so unfairly.
It's all
the
true.
whole time.
Look how long it's taken them to get their own stuff.
These whiny little... God, jeez. Lilo, explain this.
Well,
They've been treated... Tell me what happened to Cruella that was so awful that it's going to justify stealing and murdering and skinning puppies.
you know, you keep phrasing it like that. It's just
Like how it is.
that's such a rough way to phrase that, you know?
Oh, please tell me how you would phrase murdering and skinning puppies.
It's just the misunderstanding of an artist. She's a fashion designer and an artist, and it's just, it's just a misunderstanding, I believe. Yeah, I'll stick with that for Cruella. Cruella's actually the hardest one for me to defend. So I've never really put her up there necessarily with my top 10 because she's hard to justify. Maleficent, however, annoying 16-year-old girl, yeah. And you never picked up a sewing needle in your life, so this spindle's gonna kill you? Oh, does hard work kill you, Aurora?
She's that sore over the fact she didn't get invited to a party. Christ, get over yourself, lady.
Nowadays, you know what it's like to not get invited to a party? It means something.
I hate parties,
Rudeness.
so no, I can't relate on any level.
It wasn't really her fault. It was King Stefan's fault.
So then why is she punishing Aurora?
Well, I mean,
Why
I
didn't
think
she punish? Why
none
didn't
of that
she
even
punish
matters
King
because
Stefan?
the true villain is King Stefan, and if anything, he gets away with all of it. No,
You know
just
who
feel
I
bad for
can?
Maleficent.
You know who I can a little bit understand? Captain Hook. I can see how irritating Peter Pan must be. Like,
I'm gonna agree with you.
maybe I don't know enough about like their origin and like where their feud began, but the parts that you get to see, like, I get it. He's
You only like the guy villains.
He's
I've
a little
noticed that.
antagonist.
You like
because-
him. You like Facilier. You like Hades.
I do like Hades. I like Hades because I can relate to his like attitude, his quips, like what he does is obviously super not okay, but his like way he speaks, I guess I don't really know how to explain it, but
James Woods.
I don't love James Woods in real life, which is kind of funny, but Facilier mostly is he has a cool. I like his music. I can jam to his music.
Huh. Well, I like Facilier. He's awesome. I like all the villains.
I never really thought about it. I guess you're right. I don't like most of the female villains.
Yeah.
I can't get behind what they're doing at all on any level. Hades is like, he has enough reason to be pissed off, right? I mean, has he really not served his time? I get that he's being punished for what he did, but really eternity.
That he gets to rule his own place, though.
I guess.
Yeah. I mean, he could make it a nicer place if he wanted to.
He could.
It's his choice, so.
But I mean, eternity. They really don't expect him to try and rise up at one point or another when they've banished him for eternity.
Well, again, another misunderstood villain. I get it. No, you're right. Poor guy. They're all misunderstood. So now here's their chance to branch out in this new show and tell you exactly what they're going through and how hard it's been to deal with these, these kids. It's like that Scooby-Doo ending, You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Where they always say, if it wasn't for you and your mangy kids or whatever.
No, I didn't
What
really.
they say.
I didn't really watch Scooby-Doo.
Oh my god.
I saw like a few episodes, and unfortunately, the live-action movie with Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze Jr. I saw that 100 bajillion, 1,000 million times because my little brother went through a phase where that was the 9 times a day movie.
Oh. Yeah. I was old, so I watched the actual cartoon, the Hanna-Barbera cartoon.
Yeah, we were never Scooby-Doo people because we're Disney people.
Well,
So yes, I
Fair.
saw that horrible movie way too much. But outside of that, not a lot of Scooby-Doo. I didn't see much Looney Tunes either. I've just always been so Disney.
Oh my gosh, no Looney Tunes?
So, well, some.
But look what we're doing. We're going off on a tangent.
I know we
What
are.
we talk about?
Okay, so in other park stuff, all right. New popcorn bucket in Disneyland. Would love to get my hands on this. It's a tauntaun.
Mm-hmm. It is so cute.
It's so fun. It's so fun. We'll try to find a picture and post it.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is really cool. So they are in Disney World. They're testing a new luggage service, which I'm really excited about. I hope that. So they're saying that it's in testing right now. I really hope that means that they're going to expand on it. As it is right now, if you are staying at one of the 3 value resorts, Pop Century, All Star, or Art of Animation, and are flying Southwest, you get to hand your luggage off while you're still at your hotel. And you get to say goodbye to it until you are home or at your final destination. The hotel will transport it to the airport, check it in for your flights, and you pick it up at baggage claim once you're home. So this is something that the cruise line does. And it is one of Dan's and my favorite things. This is one of those things, let me tell you, you get spoiled embarrassingly quickly. Like, this happens one time for you, and forever after, you're like, what do I'm not handling my own luggage. What are you even talking about right now? It's awful. Because, yeah, when you're on the Disney Cruise Line, so on the last night of your cruise, you get all packed up. You want, like, a day bag for yourself. So you get all packed up, and you get special tags for your luggage, and you put them right outside your stateroom door, and they come, collect it, take it off the ship, transport it to the airport, check it in for all your, like, you pass your luggage off your last night while you are still on the cruise, and you do not see it again until you are all the way at your home airport or wherever you go after your cruise. It's so nice. It's so nice. And so the idea that they're doing this in the parks is so exciting to me.
Are they planning on expanding it past the 3 value resorts? Or?
They haven't said.
Okay.
They've just said right now they're basically, it's like in beta testing, I guess you could say.
Is Universal going to think about it?
They better. I hope
That's
so.
going to come later, guys. We had a
Because
luggage situation when we went to visit the Universal Resort.
Yes, we're definitely gonna get to that. But I think this is so exciting. I so hope they expand it, and I hope that also other airlines, Alaska
Airlines.
Alaska, you're my favorite. Please
give it a shot.
Please get into contract negotiations or whatever you got to do with Disney and do this luggage thing, because it's just one of the best things.
We're already so thankful that you finally have
seriously
that our straight through or our nonstop flight from Boise to Orlando. That just happened this year.
I just wish it wasn't seasonal.
Yeah, it's only seasonal, so we're really hoping that you bring that full time.
How many flights do we need to go on to create the demand? Just let us know.
Yeah, let us know. We'll make that happen. I'm telling you. That'll be amazing if Alaska would just fly there with that service at Disney.
So this would be wonderful. It would also, because I still feel like one of the most painful perks that was taken away was the transportation, the Disney World complimentary transportation. That hurt. And I feel like, it's been long enough. We just got to accept this, right? We're over it, kind of, totally, not really. But the luggage service would ease that pain. Like, if I didn't have to deal with my own luggage, like, all right, guess I'm on transportation, but at least I'm not handling my own luggage.
So wait. When they arrive in Orlando, they still have to take their luggage with them. It's just leaving?
As far as the only thing that I've seen anything about is when you're leaving. So,
Can you imagine if it just shows up, you don't even have to deal with all that? And you just go to the hotel and it's already there? Oh my gosh. Yeah, someone needs to get on top of that immediately.
Amazing, yes. Oh. So, luggage service, awesome news. I hope it's successful. I hope it expands. New rules being heavily enforced over in Disneyland. Yeah. So first, abuse of the DAS program. So DAS, Disability Access Service. This is the program for people with disabilities, I think just across the board of any kind. There's, I think there's like an interview that you have to do.
Yeah, they've changed this whole thing quite a bit lately. And it's caused quite an uproar because...
Well, they had to respond to the fact that people were abusing it in the first place.
Yeah.
And so, now you have to go through like this whole vetting process to get into it in the first place. And so, and so now they are saying that misuse of this program can and likely will result in a lifetime ban.
Yeah.
And forfeiture, like if you are a magic key holder, that's just gone, your admission for the day, whatever, like you will not get any refunds of any kind and you will be banned. So don't mess around with the DAS program, guys. Like, just leave that alone for people who need it, because you don't want to get banned from Disney. That would be one of those awful things that could happen.
Yeah, you're already saving up a lot of money. Just save a couple $100 more and get the lightning lanes. I know that it's a lot easier said than done, but it really is worth it, and it just, your time will be spent a lot nicer.
Yeah.
But this whole DAS pass thing, it has just gotten out of control. I remember a couple years ago, actually, when I was working there, all you had to do is show up at Disneyland and show them like your anxiety pills with your name on them, and they would give you a DAS pass.
Well, did you see the thing where they were hiring people for? Did you know about this? See, this was one of the biggest offenses that I think led to what we have now. Oh, it was sort of this underground thing over the internet, but people going to Disney would find people who lived locally that had disabilities and hire them to go with them to Disney for the day, so that they could get all of the benefits of being disabled, which is a weird sentence, but yeah. So that became a thing that was like happening a lot. Obviously Disney got wind of it, and they tried a lot of things to like shut it down, and eventually like this is where they came, because this is what happens when people have to ruin stuff for everybody. So,
but that means that you have to pay all that money to get that person like an extra ticket.
I know.
And then hire them. I mean,
it doesn't,
at that point, just do the lightning lanes or the Genie Pass or the Premier Pass, whatever's happening right now, because it all changes so much. But I would just do that. That's just nuts that you would hire someone like that. Just be like normal people and rent a wheelchair and fake an injury. What's wrong with you people?
That's
not speaking from experience or
we
anything.
are not advocating
not
for abusing the DAS
never
program,
done that at Universal.
Lilo.
That's just nuts.
Okay. Don't mess around with DAS. You could get banned and forfeit whatever you spent up to that point.
Not worth it.
So pin trading restrictions. This one's interesting to me. I wanted to talk about this one because honestly I'm behind this because of what I experienced in Disneyland a lot. So it hasn't happened in World, and I think that's because it hasn't been an issue in World. But so in Disneyland, pin trading has been restricted in quantity and time and space. So if you want to pin trade in Disneyland, they're limiting the size of the pin case or whatever you carry your pins in that you bring in. And they've designated a specific area. It's over by Westward Ho in Frontierland, and only goes till 3 p.m. So everything's got to come down by 3 p.m. They've provided tables for this purpose. So, I mean, they've set it up for you to still be able to do it and enjoy it. But I absolutely understand why they're putting these limits on it, because I went to Disneyland and there were several times that even I was annoyed because there would be people that would come in with, I don't even know what they must have been carrying them in, but just massive amounts of pins. They would monopolize benches all over the park. They would be spread out all over the sidewalk, all over the pavement. I mean, they basically were just setting up their whole own pin traders store. And it was a lot of them. And it was cumbersome and in the way, and it was frankly rude and inconsiderate to everybody else. So to be honest, like, I get it. I get why Disney looked at this and was like, all right, you gotta tighten this up somehow. And I wouldn't be surprised if guests were even complaining. If they were like, literally people are just coming here to sell their pins and they're taking up so much space. So if you're super into the pin trading, you will be limited on the size you can bring in. Go over to Westward Ho, set up there, use the tables, not benches, and until 3 p.m. Now, just the regular, like, lanyard pin trading, the sort of just more simple when you're, like, hey, let's trade, that's totally fine. That's still anywhere and everywhere. But if you are the person that comes in with, like, a bunch and wants to spread them out, then you're going to need to abide by these restrictions.
Oh, this is where I get scared about how oblivious of a person I can be. I don't think I ever saw that. If we had this same podcast episode, if we had filmed this 2 weeks ago or right before our trip to Florida, I wouldn't even know what you're talking about. I'd be like, what? Like, I don't understand this whole thing. But for the very first time ever, I saw exactly what she's talking about when we went to the Flower and Garden Festival just recently at Epcot in Walt Disney World. And we were going past Spaceship Earth, and we passed by, it looked like a tent city, like a bunch of homeless people. They're all just camped out on the side with all their pin trading books open, like peddling. I was like, what is happening? They literally looked like homeless people, like just a rack of people with all their pins out. And that's the first time I've ever seen that. Like, I've never noticed it in Disneyland. And I can tell you, it put me off. Just seeing it that one time. I was like, ew, it just looked dirty.
And it just feels very inappropriate.
Yeah. It's like very swap meaty feeling, and I don't know.
Yeah.
It just kind of brought down like the look of the park and everything. Just gross.
Oh, and they've also specified, so I guess they must have caught people doing this, but pin trading is for trading pins for pins. You are not supposed to be selling pins for money or vouchers or, I don't know, there was a bunch of examples, so I don't know what people have been doing, but pin trading is straight pin for pin. So, in warm and fuzzy news, new Animal Kingdom babies. Animal Kingdom babies. So there's a baby giraffe. Now, he has been around for a little while, but I'm still throwing something to him because he's a baby giraffe and he's adorable.
He's adorable.
He's adorable.
Yes.
Baby tiger, I think, is still in the back with mom, but will be out for the public to see pretty soon. And I love tigers so much. My favorite. Three baby otters have been born. Also, so cute. And then a Ruppel's Griffin vulture has been born. And this is very exciting. They are critically endangered. So, like, they're at that point where everyone born is practically a miracle. So, really exciting that one of them was born. And...
so cute.
Yes, so cute. International news. And we're almost at the end, guys.
It's a lot of news right now.
There's so much news.
And
this isn't even half of what we even could have... Oh, my goodness. Okay. Over in Paris... So much going on in Paris. We already talked about the Lion King ride. We talked about the studio park and a whole overhaul. Well, they're getting a new princess character dining at a fancy new restaurant called Regal View Restaurant and Lounge. Aptly named because you also get views of their new nighttime show, which looks beautiful and spectacular, as most of the nighttime shows, of course, are. So,
a fancy royal character dinner in Paris. Oh my gosh. Oh,
what more could you want, right?
Absolutely.
So, yes, go meet those princesses. Princess Jasmine was one of the specific ones named, which is so exciting because we all know that I'm a big Jasmine fan.
Yes.
And she gets left out of the princess group.
She really does.
Often. They'll even have the others in, and I'm like, they're not even princesses. What are you talking about? So, anyway. And Hong Kong is celebrating its 20th anniversary, which kicks off on June 28th, which will come with a new live show that they'll do at the castle with the live characters. It's a mix of kind of the Fab Five, some princesses, and then also you just don't know who's going to show up. A new parade, which will debut, I guess, the first time that we've seen the Red Panda from Turning Red.
Yes,
as an in-park character. And what's called Momentous Party in the Night Sky, which is the nighttime spectacular and sound spectacular. So I'm going to ramble a bunch of details off. So this will be a large-scale 3D projection mapped show, which will include drones, illuminated water projections, choreographed fountains, lasers, flames, theatrical lighting, pyrotechnic effects.
It's going to be huge.
Incredible.
I'm very, very excited for that.
I haven't even been given Hong Kong much thought, I have to admit. And now I'm like, I shouldn't have been overlooking Hong Kong. And then, of course, lots of new food, lots of new drinks, and exclusive merch. Merch. So,
I'm going to have to look up those merch halls, see if anyone does any of that before we get there.
And then in our news, Ghostette news, we are going to change our posting schedule just slightly. Episodes will drop on Sundays now rather than Saturdays.
Yes.
So, yes.
Pretty excited about that.
Our full episodes are all now up on our YouTube. So if you like to watch us in addition to listen to us, you can do that on YouTube. See what fun ears we're sporting every time.
Yep.
See how much we drink.
How much we drink. Yes. See how much you drink. How we awkwardly look into the camera. Yeah, it's fun. Fun times. So, but it'll be a lot of fun for you guys, not only just to see us, but then also on our YouTube channel and on our TikTok and Instagram. We do have a bunch of little video clips that you can see, kind of like the things that we've been doing on our trips or the foods that we tried, because we did just come back from our trip to Orlando, where we went with Academy Travel to go learn more about Universal Studios Orlando and the new Epic Universe that's coming out. And we toured a couple of the hotels. So we have some great footage from there that we are going to share with you guys. But also, you know, we are going to share with you the trip itself because...
So, let's get it. Let's get into our trip. So, we had a rough trip. Oh my gosh.
Wait, are we talking about Universal right now? Are we going straight Universal?
I was going to start with Disney.
Okay.
And then move to Universal.
We'll start with Disney. Got it.
I was actually going to start with our super fun travel day. where we got stuck at SeaTac for, I don't
Guys,
even remember, so long.
Oh my gosh.
Just kept getting delayed, kept getting delayed, kept getting delayed.
5 hours.
Supposedly because of weather, but every weather app website we looked at said that the weather was fine, so I don't know what,
I was like,
we don't know what was happening.
The last trip we went on, we were there for Hurricane Milton. We had no problem flying out there. This time, nothing's happening, and they're telling us 5 hours for a delay. It was just so weird.
And we're panicking because we had after-hours tickets for that night. Now, before you yell at us and ask us how dumb it is to buy after-hours tickets for our arrival night, you're not wrong. But also, after-hours don't happen every night, so we didn't exactly have a choice.
Yeah.
So.
And it was for Magic Kingdom.
It was for Magic Kingdom specifically. Yes. So, although we did get to see a really cool and slightly scary lightning storm from our plane, which was a new experience for me. That was pretty crazy.
That will also be video footage that we'll share with you because, seeing that when you're inside a plane, it's a little terrifying. Yeah, it's a little scary. It was very bright. I was like, whoa. I mean, it lit up and it was almost like
huge.
Consistent.
Yes.
In the same spot. I was like, that place is just getting pummeled.
That was interesting to me to see it happen repeatedly in the same like 2 spots. It was interesting. But so we eventually get there. We realize we're definitely not making it to after hours. But Leela spoke to someone on the phone who was lovely. Yes,
her name was Marjorie. And so hats off to Marjorie, the cast member who helped us out with that. She was absolutely incredible. And so she was really nice and she switched out our ticket so that we can go the following night to the after hours event that was at Hollywood Studios. Now,
Hollywood Studios is not Magic Kingdom.
Different after hours for sure. Now, I definitely appreciated all the free popcorn, ice cream, and water and drinks. That was pretty awesome. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. And I've never eaten so much popcorn.
And it is cool walking through Galaxy's Edge after dark.
Yeah, it's very
beautiful. No people in there. There's so much you don't experience during the day and when it's crowded because there's the sounds they've put in. You know, you'll walk by a place and there's like 2 droids like in some kerfuffle, right? And so it's like
some animal you don't know chittering and in the leaves, and it's really, really awesome.
Galaxy's Edge after dark is everyone should experience.
Yeah,
just like just hang out in there and just enjoy the ambiance because it's pretty cool.
But it definitely didn't feel like there's enough to do in after hours.
It's true.
For me to find a reason to really pay that kind of money for the after hours event at Hollywood Studios.
Hence why we chose Magic Kingdom in the first place.
So, and that was a little disappointing, but you know what? When we tell you guys like the guts and glory about this whole trip, you'll get why we were just fine with it that night. We had gone more than 24 hours without having a decent meal.
Oh gosh.
There's so much to talk about.
We're so tired and so hungry.
Yeah.
When we went to Hollywood, we should say though that food was amazing. And Hollywood Studios at the ABC commissary, which I've always overlooked.
Yeah.
But we had it was the carnitas and the shrimp tacos.
Yes.
Separate tacos, obviously. But oh my goodness, one of the most delicious things I've ever had. Both of them.
For real.
Ever had. So good.
Because normally when I go to Hollywood Studios, I go to Primetime Cafe or Sci-Fi, like the ones that were more in your face and you want to do it because of the experience. But the food itself, kind of lackluster, nothing amazing. So the ABC commissary, definitely, the times that I passed by it, to me, it kind of
just looked like a
cafeteria type thing.
Yeah.
So it didn't really grab me. Yeah, very lackluster. Until we walk in and we see right there, we have Mr. Johnson, the janitor from Abbott Elementary. His whole costume is right there. I was so excited.
Yep.
So that was a lot of fun to see that. And then we're like, okay, we go in. No, we were so hungry. This is how hungry we were.
Hungry.
That it was literally the first restaurant we saw, and we're like, let's just eat something.
Let's just go.
We're ready to eat our own faces off. And so we get into line, and we're like, we didn't really know what we wanted. We just knew we needed like hot food and better food than what we'd been.
Yes, we needed an actual meal.
Man, guys, we had it rough that day. So, and I love how we're saying we had it rough while we were at Disney World in Florida on vacation, but we were hungry, and the food just wasn't fitting the bill at this point. So we go in there and we're looking at the menu, and the menu seemed pretty cool, but the tacos, I don't know, for the both of us, it just seemed pretty perfect. And we both wanted to try the carnitas and the shrimp, so it worked out perfectly. Yes. But it was just phenomenal.
So good.
My gosh, 100%. We'll tell you guys, go try those out. Those were great.
So good. So I think some of my favorite food. I mean, I'm not gonna say it tops Animal Kingdom or the Poly, but it was so good.
Yeah. For sure, I would probably definitely want to do that way over going to Primetime Cafe again, or
you could pay me to go to Primetime Cafe. We're gonna tell the story of Primetime Cafe, but not right now.
Yeah. She won't go.
Check out the ABC commissary. You won't regret it. Delicious.
For sure.
And so the Flower and Garden Festival.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. I'd never been. And I have, you know, on my Disney list is every single festival in Epcot. So I'm working my way there. So Flower and Garden was fun. We had some amazing food, of course, at Epcot.
Yeah.
And some incredible food.
The topiaries, all the displays were just beautiful.
Yeah. And there's pictures of them all over the place online, and we'll put our pictures up too. But truly, none of them do these topiaries justice.
Yeah.
I mean, in person, they're just how they do them. I mean, the craft that you see in the landscaping and everything and the colors. I mean, they were just truly beautiful. I really enjoyed just walking around looking at the
Which
the
one was your
topiaries.
favorite? You loved the Lion King
Lion
one,
King.
yeah.
Easily was my favorite. But my family has the thing about the Lion King, and they had a Lion King display where they had Mufasa and Sarabi and Rafiki holding up baby Simba. Oh, it's beautiful.
I love the Moana one, but I have to say, despite my feelings about the movie, the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs were adorable. I really loved that topiary.
But they were the original ones, though.
Yeah, well,
they
of course.
weren't the live action.
Yes.
So yes.
Oh my! The anger I just felt right now thinking that they would have done Rachel Zegler at the topiaries. I would have lost my shit, you guys. I have so many. Like, my feelings are just getting worse as it goes along. But
But they did the original Snow White.
thank God.
And she was beautiful.
Beautiful.
And the dwarves were so fun.
They were.
They were fun.
our dwarves.
Such a great job on their faces.
Yes.
They were really fun.
Yeah. It was awesome. All the topiaries were great. And we finally got to see the living...
Oh, yes. Living with the Land.
Yeah, Living with the Land. The Princess overlay or the Disney overlay that they did on that.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't see a couple of them. We had seen online that there was like an Alice in Wonderland one and there was an Ariel one, but we didn't see them when we went.
And it feels impossible that we would have not seen them.
Oh,
so
well, no,
we think that maybe they switched them out. Like maybe they decided to do a change up because I hadn't seen pictures of the ones we did see.
Mm-hmm.
So,
oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because I didn't see the Ariel one, but the ones that we did see were really beautiful.
loved them.
Yeah, they did a great job. The Tangled one was still, I think, my favorite one.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
And so what we didn't know before we went on it is that it's not just one little spot, but they actually they kind of spread the theming out like in the whole room that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really fun. So yeah, like the Tangled one was cool. There was a part where they had, you know, like a tower, and then to make it look like her hair was, I don't remember, some type of yellow flower.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then and what I didn't notice immediately, but the tower was like sitting in, and there's, so, you know, plants and stuff around the bottom, but there was like they were in sort of like a rock circle, and then I realized that it was the shape of a painter's palette. So the tower was in like a painter's palette rock circle with these different sort of colors in there, and then the plants, and then there was like a pot that was supposed to sort of look like Maximus, and you saw the satchel with the apples spilling out. And what was cute, the Tangled one was probably my favorite, not only because I love Tangled, but also they did a thing where there were hidden pastels everywhere.
Yes, yeah, that was so cute.
Yeah, and he was like camouflaged, so it was like very different pastels were hiding throughout the room, and so found a few of them.
Yeah, that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I figured that out a little too late, again, oblivious, but I was like, oh. And yeah, I would think we're halfway through before I realized, oh my gosh, there's pastels all over the place, but it was adorable.
Which one was your favorite, you think? Which section? It's hard, huh?
I'll tell you what it wasn't. I always hate those screens with the stupid bug. I hate that. I always feel like...
Which was your favorite overlay section?
My overlay section, it would be the Tangled one, for sure. I loved it. Well, the Beauty and the Beast one was pretty.
It was very pretty.
That
I loved
was
the
nice.
fountain.
Yeah. And it had like, you know, Mrs. Potts and Chip were kind of there, and that was really, really cute. But definitely, yeah, Tangled. I don't know. I just really love the Tangled one. I thought that was great.
The Moana one was really cool too, with the big canoe, and it was really cool. So good overlay.
Yeah.
Really good overlay. I hope they do more similar to that.
And if you guys get a chance to look at the topiary pictures, the Moana topiary, Maui, he looked incredible. That was a fantastic topiary. So I really, really liked Maui.
Yes.
That was a good one.
And they also, and what we weren't able to catch, I tried, but the timing was just always wrong. But after dark, the Moana, so Moana, she has her new tattoos from the movie, and she has her magical ore, and they sort of light up and twinkle for like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
And then it would stop. And I don't know if it was random because I couldn't quite gauge a pattern, which is why I failed every time to catch it on camera.
Yeah, she tried. It was pretty funny.
If you have time, sit there for a while and see if you can
catch him. Because it was hysterical. Because the minute she put her phone down, it would happen, and then she put it back up, and it would go away, and, every time. So, but that was that was really pretty. So I love the Moana topiary area. That was beautiful.
And I think it was the biggest one, right? I feel like 'cause you had Maui and you had Pua also, and it just was. But it's also the first one. It's the one right as you walk in. Yeah. So of course it's going to be the grandest display.
It was amazing.
It was amazing.
And while we were there, we got off Living with the Land, and we bought these really cool little test tube plants. That's the best way for me to describe it. It was really, really cool. So they were these cute little clear test tubes right here. Yep. And they had, whatever you wanted to buy. You bought lavender, and what was the other one you bought?
I got a lavender and a passion fruit.
So
lavender, I'm pretty confident. Lavender's fine. I grow lavender. Lavender's easy. Passion fruit, we live in the desert. We'll see what happens with the passion fruit.
I mean, you never know. I brought back for her a bird of paradise from Hawaii, and that's still alive.
It's doing all right so far. So anyway, sorry for those of you who are audio only. Check out our YouTube, guys. But yeah, so it's this cute little box. And here's a little jar.
It's like in a little sterile environment with like a gel in there. It's really cool. They say for you to just leave it in there until it starts to grow out of this, and then you can take it out and repot it.
There's very specific instructions, which hopefully will go over well. I'm not, let's just say I don't have a green thumb.
Yeah. But you can bring a little bit of Epcot and Disney back with you home and grow it at your house. So
super fun idea for a souvenir.
I thought it was great. Clearly, because we bought so many of them.
But. And would make a super fun gift if you know a plant lover. Would be a cool little quirky.
I do know a plant lover, actually.
Do you?
Yeah. You're just making me think. But they didn't have any more lavender. I was so bummed. Anyway, we'll see what's there next time.
Yep.
Anyway. And then...
After hours, Flower and Garden. What? Do you remember some of the foods we had specifically? We had those amazing scallops at the Communicore Hall.
Yes.
Delicious.
I kept trying to remember the names of those. So we tried that carrot cake waffle liege thing.
That's right. Yes, it was a waffle, but a carrot cake waffle.
That was super yummy.
It was so good.
Yes.
And then there was that funky lavender.
It was the lavender lemon.
Had a name that I couldn't even pronounce in the first place.
Still can't.
But it was kind of like cake.
It was like a flaky croissant in like a half crescent shape, and then it had some kind of lavender.
It had actual flowers, and then it was flavored. But I thought it was so interesting because when you're looking at it, you can see the layer. It looks like a wafer cookie. Like, did you ever eat those pink, orange, and blue wafer cookies? It looks like that with the layers, and so you almost expect it to be crispy. But then when you like stick your fork in it, and it's
almost like
soft
a croissant,
and fluffy, like a cake, sort of.
Yeah,
but it was good.
Oh, it was delicious.
And the scallops were really good. And I'm trying to remember.
We did have. It was called a seafood bake. Was that in America? I don't remember.
No, we completely skipped America.
Right.
So it was not American. We eat American. We don't eat American food, okay?
Right. It said seafood bake, but it looked like a crab boil.
Yes.
So that was already weird. And then
nothing about it was baked at all.
Not at all. And then it was not super memorable. Like, it was very bland.
Yeah.
So it's not that it tasted bad, but it just tasted like nothing.
Which is surprising because in Epcot, usually things are so just bursting with flavor, and this made me think. I think I remember saying this to you. This made me think of like if I'm sick, if I have like a sore throat, like the times when you would want chicken broth
because you have no taste to sense of taste, or
and you just want something warm.
Exactly. It'll do the job.
Yeah.
But not something that I'd say, oh my gosh, this is an amazing festival food. Now, however, at that same booth, they had street corn. That was next level. Oh, that street corn was incredible.
Oh my God. It had a garlic spread, and it had like 7 things on it.
Cilantro. I'm a cilantro lover, but it was just, now that had enough flavor to get me through the seafood bake, because I was like, I don't even care about the seafood bake. I would have eaten 2 more of those corns easily.
I was just gonna say I could have had so many more.
Yeah,
delicious.
That was fantastic.
Delicious.
And then we had ribs somewhere, didn't we?
Oh yes, where did we have the ribs? They were at, I forget the name, but it was one of the. It doesn't have a whole pavilion. It was at one of the smaller kiosks near the main store, like before you've entered the World Showcase. Near port of entry.
Yeah.
but I don't remember what.
We have it written down.
Shoot.
Oh, and we have it on video, so you guys can just watch us try it on video.
But they were the sticky pork ribs.
Yeah.
And if there weren't so many more food items on my list that I wanted to try, I would have gone back and ordered 5 more.
Yeah. That was easily probably one of the best things we had the whole day.
Oh, the whole trip.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
Those ribs, the corn, I remember the corn, that lavender lemon thing was delicious. Like,
Yes.
those were definitely, like,
I think
my top.
The only thing that wasn't great was the bake.
Seafood bake.
The soup bake.
Yeah, that was really weird. And it just, but for it to, and it had enough stuff in there where there should have been flavor.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the thing is that it had corn in the cob in it. And I'm like, why didn't you cut up the street corn and throw it in there? And it would have just made that a slam dunk. You guys could put 2 festival foods together to make one food, and it would have been way better. But they actually had bland corn in the cob in there. And I remember thinking that they should have just chopped it up and thrown it in there.
Yeah.
It would have been so good, imagine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was weird. But everything else was amazing.
Yeah. I just love that festival. I think it's a lot of fun.
We got our ears.
Yay!
These are my Italy ears.
Yep, and these are the Paris ears. So these are the newest ears out right now. These are really, really pretty. I like these. There's like a red leather with the pearls on them. Mm-hmm. And then Minnie. I love when they do Minnie like this. Mm-hmm. She looks so happy, and I love her on the Vespa.
And these were very exciting to find. Because also, let me tell you, so we're going to... Rough trip, like we said, for so many reasons. But one of them was, so now we make it to, I did not pack any ears this time because I thought, okay, I finally need to learn my lesson and not pack ears. Because obviously I'm going to get new ears.
Of course.
Why do I pack ears? I'm going to get new ears and I'm going to want to wear those. So I didn't pack any ears. But ears are a weird big deal to me. That's like my, I'm here moment, right? That's my, I'm in Disney. Because I usually find them so fast. Usually I will find this pair of ears that just catches me at like my hotel gift shop, like the day I get there. And so it has been days and I'm still earless. And Lilo can tell you, I was very upset.
Yeah, we were at the after hours event. She didn't see any ears she wanted at after hours.
The ear game was weak this trip.
Yeah.
I gotta say.
Well, that's because we own all the other ones they've got
That's true. All the ones that, so I shouldn't have said that. There's some amazing ears. I just already have them.
Yeah.
So when I finally found these beautiful Italy ears, it was very exciting.
Yeah, they were really, really pretty.
Felt so good to finally have ears on my head.
Yes. Well, she had ears on her head, but she wasn't happy about it. Those are the ears I found for us at Disney Springs. So you guys know we have the What the Figment segment of our podcast. And so
I think Lilo's lying about hating Figment, okay?
I don't know. It's like it's a love-hate thing. I love to hate him.
She made us wear Figment.
Listen, he's cute in merch. So I'm caving a little bit on the merch part because he's kind of cute. So we did the new headbands where you can get the decapitated heads of your favorite character. And originally our plan was we're only going to get the heads of characters we hate. So we started off with Orange Bird and Figment. So we have one of each. And those are the ears that I got us.
Yes.
Which we will be wearing on our podcasts every time we do the What the Figment.
She's going to have to wrestle them onto me. This is not...
Yeah, another fun part of the show.
I also managed to escape the makeup today. I'm in my natural state once again.
I asked her, but I'm not going to push it this time. You
this
guys go ahead and comment below about how good
time.
she looks in her red lipstick, and so that she can go ahead and listen to you guys and wear it, because I just think she looks super cute. But anyway, so she's got the red ears instead. It's fine. I'm okay with it. Yes.
But so I always thought these make your own headbands are weird, and I know I'm the unpopular opinion on this, as I seem to be with most things. But from the moment I saw them, when they first came out, it was just weird to me that it's like, so you have your headband, and then you just buy their heads. They're like you said, they're like decapitated heads, and you just Velcro them onto your headband. And my first thought was like, this makes me think of some weird, barbaric, like, these are your decapitated victims and you're wearing them as trophies.
Your shrunken heads.
Yes. That's what it said to me.
Shrunken heads in a headband.
Everyone's like, oh, they're so cute. I can get all my favorite characters. And I'm like, it looks like you murdered your favorite character. So then when Lilo, she knew her audience, right? So then she flipped that on me and she was like, so decapitate Figment and Orange Bird. I was like, all right. This might work.
It's the villain in me, see? What can I say? It was brilliant marketing because I got her to wear them. As much as she was hemming and hawing about it, she wore it half the day. I was so excited until we found these ears. And then I've never seen someone do such a quick change in my life. Like, Those are the ones that went flying out.
It was hard to not just throw them in the lagoon.
I know. But they're so cute. I mean, they're kind of cute. You'll see when we wear them next time. Maybe not super cute. She's totally right. It's like you decapitated your own teddy bear and just threw it on your head, but...
Yeah, and ever since I came home, Connor Wallace wants me to... He's tried so hard to get me to wear them, and it turned into this whole battle where he would bring it to me, and I would literally just chuck them across the room. Get out of here with this.
I love Connor Wallace. He's my buddy. He sees my side. Love it. But I will say that right now they have, for Season of the Force, they do have R2-D2s, Stormtroopers, like Darth Vader. They got some really fun Star Wars ones.
I saw a Wicket, too.
Yeah, Wicket. Yeah, they have some really, really cute ones, so...
Ever After.
Glad I got the headbands. Yes, Ever After
in Disney Springs. Yep.
Fun
if you would like to wear the trophies of your enemies, or if that's how you like to wear your favorite characters.
Or if you want to get Figment stuff, because for some reason I found it there versus finding it actually at Epcot, which is crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, they have the Figment, the fanny pack.
Apparently this is quite a hot item.
Yeah, and you can't find it anywhere in Epcot, but they are at Ever After.
Yeah, they weren't even at the Figment store.
That was very frustrating.
Yeah, I thought for sure, because I was telling you the whole time, because Leela was trying to find this for a friend of hers, and I was telling her the whole time, I'm like, don't even worry about it. We haven't been to the Figment store yet. Like, they'll be at the Figment store. Don't panic until we've been to the Figment store. And we went to the Figment store.
And the panic set in. Nothing.
And I was like, oh, okay, well, don't I feel like a...
You know what I don't understand? Real quick, when it comes to the merch that's happening right now. And I know everybody loves them, but there are these tote bags, like huge tote bags, like Mickey's head, Minnie's head.
Oh, yeah.
I saw Figment head.
They're the big trend right now.
Yeah, and guys, really? What the hell are you putting in these things? They look like it should carry a guitar.
That's true. Like, they're so big.
Why would you carry that around with you at the park? I don't get it, unless it's not a park bag, but still, it just feels like they're such an odd size, and the way that they would hold stuff because they're slim.
I could put enough stuff in one of these bags for a weekend.
Yeah, like unless you're gonna pack it, I don't know. It was just, I think that they're kind of weird for the price and for what you're getting. I don't know. I didn't get it.
I mean, I'm assuming they're not park bags. I'm assuming they're supposed to be like the same way you use like a big tote bag. I don't know.
Okay.
Did we see anyone in the park like actually using them?
No,
I didn't. So that's why like I don't think they're a park bag.
And I see them all over TikTok, like people are buying them, but I haven't actually seen anyone utilizing one.
Yeah.
In any capacity, so just curious about that.
Yeah. So that's why I think it's not a park bag. I think people are buying them and using them.
Well, I would hope not. I think that's
ridiculous.
Crazy. Unless you're going to just use it to carry your
like,
merch.
Are you being forced to carry everything for every single member of your party? Although I got to say, I've been that person.
I was going to say, actually, now that you say that facts.
But if you are doing
stroller bag.
But even if you are doing that, if you somehow do get stuck being the pack mule, you still wouldn't want that on one shoulder. Yeah. I feel like that would be the worst style of bag to carry around with you.
For sure.
Yeah.
I agree with that. So I don't know, that was just a weird merch thing for me.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they're quite large. Yeah. But anyway.
So, I have a quick What the Figment.
My favorite.
Dinosaur. The ride Dinosaur. In response to fan demand. So, who and where are all these fans?
You guys, what are we doing? What are we doing?
They have decided that Dinosaur gets to stick around so much longer than planned. It gets to stick around at least all the way through 2025.
Who's responsible for this, guys?
This is one of the worst rides that's ever... Why? And also, Disney, of all the things that fans want and or don't want, why is this one that you're listening?
I agree.
This ride is...
It's so bad,
It's so bad.
It's so dated.
It's so bad. Also, it's after one of the most, like, forgettable movies ever made. Why? Mm-hmm. Someone explain it to us, please. Please.
We've been so excited about Dino Land
going away.
Quickly, and
good riddance.
Now they're dragging it out, and it's just, that's wild to me. I don't understand it. That ride's terrible.
Yes. So, like, What the Figment is happening? Dinosaur.
You guys...
Shut it down.
Yeah, think it through.
Shut it down.
Before we start, sharing our opinions. Think it through, guys.
All right. Now, we're going to switch over to more Universal stuff. And we're also going to fill in more holes about how awful our trip... I shouldn't say awful. Rough. How not great our trip was. So,
we had the wonderful opportunity to go learn about Universal and Epic Universe that's opening up. Now, this is going to be a very exciting park. I cannot wait. There's going to be a lot of things. The attractions, Isle of Berk alone, I'm very excited about it. Ministry of Magic.
This park, it looks very appropriately named. If we can just put it that way.
For sure.
Yes.
Our problems began with our hotel stay. Now, as travel agents, I've been to this particular resort before, and I had a great experience. I was also there with like 80 other travel agents. So part of me is wondering if the reason that the customer service we experienced last time was so much better because we were in a larger group.
And they knew.
And that they knew that the travel agents were there versus the experience that Danny and I just had. Because this trip ran a little differently. So like we said before, we were delayed for 5 hours. We get to the airport. Now we're missing our after hours, and we're just trying to get to the room.
We're tired. We're sad, and we're just like, get to bed.
Yeah, it's just the start of the day. We're also starving because not only did we have a 5-hour delay, but that meant also that now our trip there was delayed, and so we hadn't really had anything decent to eat. Like 10 hours,
something like that.
It was something crazy. So by the time we get to the hotel, we are starving. It is 11:53 p.m. It told me to do a mobile check-in because if we did that, then we could just literally walk up, grab our key, and go up to our room. Great.
Oh, I don't think we said the name of the hotel yet.
Oh, we did not. Okay, so we were staying at the Universal Cabana Bay.
Cabana Bay.
Yes.
Can't say we recommend it.
I mean, it was... When I stayed there before, I had a great time. I stayed in a family suite. It was great. And again, we've mentioned before, we are DVC. So we might be a little bit more a stickler than the average traveler.
I don't know. I feel like I can confidently say this experience was not okay.
Well,
even without...
I'm trying to be positive. Listen, for Universal, for more of a moderate resort or value resort, it is what it is, which, you know, I mean, the idea, the ambiance and everything, it was a fun idea. But the mobile check-in, I think it's just that their customer service, like, they've got to work on that. But like I said, we got there, it was 11:53 p.m.
Oh my gosh.
And I had done the mobile check-in. And so there's a weird line for everybody to check in. I didn't know why so many people were there at midnight, probably on the same plane as we. So we get up to the lady at the mobile check-in. And I said, hey, you know, we checked in through the mobile app, you know, and it says that we can just pick up our keys. And the first thing she says to me is,
are you lying?
I just look at her, I'm like, what?
Yeah, for real. I was in like a little bit of shock because I couldn't even believe this. I was like, did she really just ask you?
If I'm lying about lying? I was like, what a weird no.
And also unsustainable lie. Like, she's going to look you up and this is...
I know. I was like, no. Like, I did mobile. And she's like, are you sure? Like, yeah. Now, at this point, I'm starting to feel like maybe she's new and she doesn't know how to converse with people yet. So she's trying to, like, be funny, but it was just...
Maybe she's had a bad day.
Who knows? And I'm all about giving people the benefit of the doubt, but it just didn't get better, guys. That was like, it didn't get better.
No.
There was an issue with the card they had for me on file, which was kind of a big mess right there. So that took a little bit of time, but she didn't know what she was doing, so she had to go back and grab somebody else. So in the meantime...
But didn't bring them out. Just like disappeared for a while talking to someone and then came back out alone and continued trying to fix it.
Yeah. So that was weird. And then when she comes out, like, we told her, you know, we said, hey, we're starving. You know, who's still serving food?
She had no idea.
She's like, oh, I don't know. No? And then she said, oh, well, we've got this pizza delivery service. Oh, but never mind. You have to actually order it from your room.
Well, so no, because remember, because I went to get it.
So because she sent her there. That's right.
Yeah, so while she was dealing with the card debacle, so... The Bayliner Diner is their sort of cafeteria-ish style.
Their quick service.
Yes. That has a pizza place in it. And so, and she said it was just down the hall. So I was like, oh, I'm just going to go get it for us while you sort this out. Because they close at midnight. And it's 9 minutes to midnight. So I go back there. It's completely closed. Like, gates are down, everything, no one's there. And so I'm looking in the app, and it says that they will still deliver till midnight. And so I called the number, and I was like, hey, like, I'm really sorry. I realize you're 9 minutes away from closing, but we just got here. I've had a really rough travel day. Please tell me it's not too late for us to get a pizza. And they said, well, at this point, we only do room service. And I was like, okay, well, so we can have it delivered to our room. And she said, yes, but it has to be called in from the phone in your room. It absolutely cannot happen with an outside line. And I told her, I was like, we're still at the front desk. There's no way we're going to be to our room in the next 5 minutes. Like, is there really no way that I could just, like, I'm here, I could just pick it up and you don't have to deliver it? And she's like, nope, absolutely not. We can't do that. It can only be delivered and only from that phone. So I hang up, and I'm like, that was literally the only option. Even everything in City Walk is closed.
Yeah.
So
we even asked the girl, like, well, is this just a regular place close by, like a regular restaurant that we can DoorDash or something? And she's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
we'll just starve. So she says, oh, and you guys are staying in the tower, and you're going to stay at the tower that's overlooking Volcano Bay. Okay.
Cool.
And so finally...
Oh, wait. But don't forget about the part where you had to ask how we get to our room, and her response was, well, I assumed you knew. Haven't you been here before?
Yeah.
What?
That's right.
Is
That's
happening. We need a universal version of What the Figment for this interaction.
Yeah. Yeah. This is going to be like a 1.21 gig of what? Because this is really bad, Universal. Get it together. She says, oh, your happy ass already knows how to get there. Don't ask me stupid questions. And I was like, wow. So she gets us this room in this tower. First of all, it couldn't have been a further... I mean, we might as well have walked to the park because she sent us to the furthest tower possible. Not only did she send us far away, and she just says that way.
Yeah.
So we start walking that way. We don't really know where we're going.
No.
And Universal Cabana Bay does not have a luggage service.
No, of any kind.
And at this particular night, at midnight, they didn't even offer us the luggage rack. We didn't even know that was a thing until the day we checked out. So we're wheeling all of our crap on our own.
So far.
But we have to stop and ask somebody. We're like, what's the best way to get to the tower? And the woman says, well, there's two ways. You can walk out that way. It's a little shorter, but I would walk this way. It's safer.
And I look at I'm like, what does she mean by safer?
Yeah, what does that mean? What? So I was like, okay. So we take the safer route, which is on the inside of the hotel. Well, actually, no. I wish it was on the inside because then it would have been climate controlled. It was actually pool. We're walking outside, but along the pool so as far away as possible.
Hot and muggy and dark and exhausted and starving.
And we're starving. We get there. We open up the doors. I see a vending machine. I make a beeline for it. There's literally like one bag of Sun Chips left or something ridiculous. And as starving as I am, I'm not that starving. It's a $9 bag of Sun Chips. No, thank you. So we get into the elevator. We go up. And the only positive thing of this whole experience was that we get off the elevator and our room was right there.
It's true.
And I've never liked that before. But this time I was totally okay with it.
Yeah.
We walk into this room. Now, we had been walking towards this tower for the last, 32 minutes, whatever that walk was to get over there. And the whole time we're looking at the Volcano Bay volcano. And it is beautiful. And I was like, well, at least we're going to have a beautiful view. So we get up the tower and we go into our room. And our view, we just so happened to be perfectly situated over the parking lot. And that's it.
Not only were we looking at the parking lot, we were looking at the dumpster area.
Oh, yeah.
So from down in the parking lot, they have like a fence type thing around it, a walled fence around it. But from our room, we just fully see basically this teeny tiny landfill in the middle of the parking lot.
Super cute, guys. Super cute. And what I love the most was that this was floor to ceiling glass windows.
Yes.
Like, these windows were beautiful. And if we'd had a magnificent view of the volcano, it would have been one thing. That would have been awesome.
Like, these windows are designed to give you the full possible view of whatever you're looking at, which wasn't great for us.
I think if you are going to be stuck with a room like that, they should do what they do in the Hunger Games and give you one of those screens over the window so that it'll just change to whatever you want to look at. I feel like that's a thing.
That would be better than looking at a parking lot.
Yeah.
Looking at a fake forest would be better than looking at a parking lot.
Absolutely. Absolutely it would be. It was bad.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
That is a good idea.
Thanks, I have them sometimes. But I'm saying, we went to bed starving and grumpy. We wake up in
And
the
having
morning,
to be up early for class.
Yes, to go check in for our class. So we get up real early and we are tired and grumpy. And we've got to search for the, Universal clothes that we brought with us because we have too much Disney stuff with us as usual.
And we've been very specifically told we can't wear our Disney stuff.
Yeah, so this was stressful. And so we get into our Universal clothes. We beeline to Universal Studios. Oh, no, sorry. We have to have breakfast because we're starving.
Oh my gosh.
So we go 32-minute walk back to the Bayliner Cafe.
Remember when we were saying by the time we got to our Hollywood after hours, things had been really, really rough? Well, here's more of that.
Because we haven't done after hours yet. All we've done is travel, get treated weirdly by the lady at the front, hiked back and forth to our room, and starved to death. So in the morning, we go to get to the cafe, and we order our breakfast. Now, guys, this is like before 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I think we're like the first people there.
Yeah.
So
It's
if
like
anyone should
7:45.
have the freshest eggs, it should be these two right here.
Yeah.
Why did my food taste like it had been taken out of the refrigerator from
Popped in the
yesterday?
microwave for
Yeah.
5 seconds.
Mine wasn't microwaved. Mine was still cold. I'm telling you right now, my bacon was from yesterday. It was ridiculous.
These meals they were stale. They were room temp to cold. This was some of the worst. Like, it was. I have never thrown away that much food when I am ravenously hungry
I have to agree.
in my life. Like, I had 3 bites of this meal and it was so bad
It's true.
that it wasn't even worth the calories. I was like, I will stay hungry. Like,
I spent $14 to put trash in their trash can.
Yeah.
That's what was so frustrating.
it was so bad.
And then their coffee was even worse.
Ugh.
And they didn't
God,
have
the coffee
flavored
was-
creamer. Not even I would have bought a little pint of flavored creamer or whatever. Even if they want to charge me $10, would have been fine because I needed my coffee. They didn't even offer it anywhere.
Nothing.
It was awful.
They just had that generic, flavorless little things of half and half.
Yeah, it was bad. Over bad coffee. And then I was like, okay, well, I'll put half hot chocolate and half coffee so I can make myself some kind of a mocha. Except I put my thing into the hot chocolate machine, and I got sprayed with some kind of chocolate powder, and then it went dead. So I was like, oh, awesome. So it ruined my coffee and my outfit. So we leave there after starving to death, get on the bus. We go over to Universal where we're meeting the rest of the group at the Cinemark Theater. The Cinemark Theater lady didn't want to unlock the door for us because she didn't think we were with the group, and she kept telling us to go somewhere else.
This was another weird interaction. She wouldn't even open it a crack to actually speak to us.
Yeah.
She just kept, like, waving us away. And then when we finally got her to understand, like, no, we're supposed to be in there, she just kept pointing to the side.
Yeah.
Very non-specific, just pointing in this direction. And so we're looking, and we kind of walk over.
Like, what the heck?
And,
How do we
like,
get
still...
in?
And then finally, a totally different person, a guy, walked up to the door and actually opened it. I was just like, what is happening?
Yep.
And we're looking at each other, and at this point, we're already like, when can we get to Disney?
Yeah. And I don't like saying that when I'm on a Universal trip.
No.
That's sad. This was pretty rough. But then we got to class, and we were able to learn some great stuff about Epic, which
Yes.
Epic is very, very exciting. So we're really stoked about that. And then we were able to go, we beelined it for Starbucks, where we were able to get something decent. You know, yeah. I mean, we got a little breakfast sandwich or whatever. So tiding us over, it's fine. And then went back to learn more about Epic. We got really, really excited, and then we went over to the Epic Universe Preview Center where we got to see some of the amazing merchandise that they're going to have for Epic Universe. And so we picked up some great stuff.
Yes.
Like, How to Tame Your Dragon merchandise was just
so
awesome.
excited for How to Train. Probably my favorite animated movie outside of Disney.
Mm-hmm.
How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah.
And all 3 are so good. That's
Yep.
the really crazy thing too.
I'm excited about the live action. That's the way the
Yes.
live action needs to be done. When I can't tell the difference between the live action and the cartoon because it looks exactly the same, you did it right. That's exactly what needed to happen with all live action movies.
I got my Hedwig.
Yes. Oh, it was so exciting.
She's so cute.
There's so many cool things to see there. So we definitely have a video on YouTube. It'll be on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok for you
Everywhere,
guys to see some of the merchandise that we saw over there and some of our merch haul. And then after that, we had to hightail it back to the after hours that we actually did pay for at Hollywood Studios. Again, because of how our time had gone and that we had to get there at a specific time, now we have to get an Uber, all this stuff, we didn't have time to get another meal. So right now we're running on a bite of stale eggs and a breakfast sandwich from Starbucks. So we race over to after hours at Hollywood Studios, and of course the first thing we do is we hit the ABC commissary.
Yes. And the night got better.
Yeah, so much better. We were finally in Disney bubbles because everyone was wonderful. We had great customer service, of course, the usual. I love the cast members over at Hollywood Studios. They're always so fun and they're really, really nice. So we had a really, really great experience, had some fun in Galaxy's Edge.
Went on Tower of Terror.
Tower of Terror was fantastic.
Rock and Roller Coaster.
Yep. And I was really excited Rock and Roller Coaster was still there. I don't know why, for some reason, I thought it was going to be closed already. So.
I don't know where I got that idea either, but I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
So we got to say goodbye to it.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I'm very, very excited for the Muppets.
And we went on the Falcon, which was the first time that either of us had been in the back. I can't say that's my favorite experience. And I don't want to dog the Falcon, because I do love it. But it was like, being in that back seat's not like, because you have to watch the buttons on the side panel, because you have to hit them as they light up, so you got to be watching. So you don't really get to actually watch the front.
I know, I kind of wish I had like little portholes or something for us to like see some side action or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So,
Rise, should we talk about Rise?
Oh, yeah.
Rise was a little, and we both love Rise of the Resistance so much. One of the best rides ever.
But the after hours experience on Rise of the Resistance is different.
It's super abbreviated. There's no pre-show at all. There's no Rey hologram. There's no BB-8. There's none of that. You literally just walk right through that room.
Yeah. Then they race you right past the people transporter.
Yeah, you don't, the thing that you go in that actually like leaves Earth and then you get captured from it, just all of that, none, just
gone.
Skip it completely.
They just have
don't
you go
even
straight
enter
through, and then you're suddenly in the room with all the stormtroopers.
Yeah, they take you through this side door, and you even go through like a cast member hallway that's in no way what you're supposed to see.
Yeah.
And then you're in the room, the big room with the stormtroopers.
Yeah.
And then from there it's the same.
Yeah.
But like, I just remember thinking, if this was someone's first time on this ride, it would be really lame. And you also wouldn't know what's going on.
Yeah. So it's good to know, I guess now, if I'm going to bring someone for the first time ever to do anything at Disney World, I wouldn't do an after hours event and have them do those rides for the first time, because, you know.
You don't get the experience.
Yeah, really. It was, that was weird. But, still fun. Still a great ride. But yeah, I kind of miss the people transporter part.
Yeah, for real. And the Rey hologram and everything.
Yeah. So, but just so you guys know, that's a tip and trick for you guys, or a tiki trick.
Yep.
Is after hours events, just know it's just for rides. Not for experiences, kind of for the rides.
It's just straight up rides.
Yeah.
And you get lots of popcorn.
Yeah, lots of popcorn.
Free popcorn as much as you want.
That was pretty amazing.
And we did get to take back to our hotel a bunch of water.
We did.
So that was good.
Until we were on that 32-minute hike from the lobby. Oh, another word to the wise: if you're staying at the Universal Cabana Bay and you're staying in the tower closest to Volcano Bay, if you did not rent a car and you are using some kind of a transportation system like a Lyft or an Uber, they will not allow that Lyft or Uber driver to get closer to your tower. Yeah. You're going to be dropped off in front of the lobby and make that 32-minute hike to your room.
So we made this hike so many times, and we were mad about it every time.
Every time. It was just hot and sweaty, and it was too much.
When we were in Disney, every once in a while we'd have these moments where we would like all of a sudden remember that we're not staying on Disney property. And we're like, oh, we gotta go so far tonight.
Well, that was especially hard with the 72 bottles of water that we took from Hollywood Studios on After Hours night, because we have these huge merch bags just filled with these heavy waters. We're like, holy crap, we gotta walk all the way from the lobby over to our room, and so that was rough. So, yeah. We're learning stuff too, so we're figuring it out for you guys, and then we'll warn you.
Yes.
Because, that was rough. And then,
do you want to talk about some of the things that we learned are going to be in Epic?
Yes.
So...
Yeah. Well, flip to the positive, guys, because I know that we're talking some trash,
It's true. But we are very excited for Epic.
Yes.
It looks incredible. So, talk to us about monsters.
Okay. So they're going to have the Dark Universe land. That area is going to be based on the iconic Universal Dark Universe monsters. So talking Frankenstein, the Invisible Man, the Wolf Man, Dracula, all of those. And there's a couple of rides. Well, actually, sorry. If you are a Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique person, here's something that's kind of a cool twist, but it's for the adults, well, adults and kids. But over in Darkmoor, I want to say it's the Darkmoor Monster Makeover, you can pay to be done over like a Dark Universe monster. So like a Wolfman or a Frankenstein or Dracula. Really, really cool. I just thought, and they have a great, I mean, they do a great job.
Looks amazing.
Yeah, it's really fun. But we did learn something that is pretty huge. If this is your deal and you want to look like Frankenstein or, you know, the Wolfman, more power to you. But the minute you have that makeup on and you walk out of there, you can no longer drink any alcohol on property. And that is because they cannot properly identify you because you've got all the makeup on, so they can't match you to your ID. So you will not, no matter how much you piss and moan, you will not be given any alcoholic beverages on property. So that was really cool to learn.
Yes.
So apparently, wait until you're already totally wasted. Sorry.
Or just pick a day where
You're
don't
gonna
care
go
about
sober.
drinking.
Yeah, sober Saturday, and then have a good time. But yeah, you don't want to get that done first thing in the morning and then think you can get any kind of drink the rest of the day because you can't. So good to learn, but definitely a fun looking experience. That looked like a lot of fun. They're going to have the ride that's based on like the Frankenstein experiment. They're going to have a whole lore where they're going to have,
Yes.
I believe it's what, Frankenstein's daughter or something like that.
Oh, that's right. It was the Dr. Frankenstein's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And she's trying to finish or build on.
The Frankenstein experiment.
Yes.
And so it's kind of course, it's Frankenstein gone wrong again. And so that's
What?
kind of what this is about. But all the monsters are going to come after you in this particular ride. And it's just, the concept art we saw was amazing. And I saw some TikToks for some employees that were able to go. Because right now, there are select people that can go to Epic Universe to check it out for the month that they're kind of doing like a mock trial. And a lot of people have said that this ride is just awesome. I think it's Monsters Unchained or something like that.
That sounds right, yeah.
So yeah, and it just looks fantastic. So really excited about that. And then also the Ministry of Magic. That's the whole new Wizarding World of Harry Potter area.
So excited for Ministry of Magic.
Yeah, that looks amazing. That's going to be themed off more of the 1920s, 1930s Paris circus theme that they have in the Fantastic Beasts.
Yes. And there's sort of the two sections.
Yeah.
There's the French section.
And then the Ministry.
Yes, and then the Ministry of Magic, like as we see it in the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the Ministry of Magic, you're going to Professor Umbridge's, it's her...
She's standing trial.
Yeah, she's standing trial.
Yes.
So that seems like it's going to be pretty cool. I've seen some mixed reactions to the ride. I know the entrance, the queue, where you're going to go through the flu chamber and everything, that's all supposed to be incredible. Like, really awesome.
I mean, looks like they really put you in the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, that looks truly, truly amazing.
But I've heard that if you are one of those people that have reactions to riding on the Forbidden Journey or something that, you know, like that ride that makes you feel kind of nauseated, that you are going to feel that times 10 on this ride.
Yes.
So that is, I have heard that. Now, I don't know that personally yet, so I will try it out and I'll tell you, because I am one of those people that can get a little queasy on Forbidden Journey. So I really hope that's not the case. That's kind of heartbreaking.
Yeah. Because it does, I mean, it's brand new tech that they have put in these ride vehicles, and they move in literally every direction.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you're a little bit queasy with motion, it might be a challenge.
Yeah. which is a
I am
bummer.
super excited. I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
But I can do anything when it comes to rides. I'm all over it. There's almost nothing I won't do.
Mm-hmm. Well, good, because the Stardust Racers. So the Stardust Racers are going to be like the Dueling Dragons ride. It's a roller coaster. It's twin
So
roller
fun.
coasters, and they kind of race each other. And I've heard that is probably the best ride. I heard that it's up there with Velocicoaster. Some people say it's not quite as great as a Velocicoaster, but that's because it's like a hard favorite for people. But they said it's really, really good. So it's right up there.
Yes.
And that's going to be in the Celestial area.
Which is kind of the center, right?
Yeah.
Like the hub.
They said it's
Yeah.
kind of oddly placed. From what I've heard, people say that this roller coaster is kind of oddly placed. They're not quite sure of the theming. But it is a great ride, so that's going to be a lot of fun to go to. And in that center hub also, that's where you're going to see the Helios, right?
Yeah. So Helios, the first hotel to actually be inside a park.
Yeah.
Not on the border, but actually inside the park.
Yeah.
So that will be, I can't wait to go and stay there and check that out. It looks really, really cool.
Yeah. If I could wake up and just open my curtain and see the Isle of Berk right ahead of me, like, that'd be incredible.
And step right into it.
And the Isle of Berk looks fantastic.
Yes.
There they've
I'm
got a
so
couple of
excited.
rides that look like a lot of fun.
Yes. So, so fun. They've got one that it's sort of a leisurely thing. You go out on these boats on the water and you actually get to shoot water out of like water guns and cannons and stuff at the other boats or potentially even people on your own boat. That looks really cute and fun. And they've got dragons. Dragons flying above your head.
That's going to be really, really awesome. I'm just getting stoked thinking about going there. Just to see that park. I'm very excited about that park.
Nintendo World looks so fun. So you're going to go through the green tube pipe portal. And so if you've been to the one in Hollywood Studios, this one is much bigger, so much better, so much more to it. This one has a Yoshi ride. Super exciting. I think we talked a little bit about the Yoshi ride in a previous episode, but we're super excited. We also learned that there's going to be a Yoshi egg hunt. Super fun for the kids, I think. Maybe even for me or anyone. And then there's a whole other section to Nintendo World. There's a Donkey Kong land called... That's not the name of it. What is it?
Donkey Kong Country.
Donkey Kong Country. Yeah. Yes. Also with a ride, sort of like a minecart ride, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
But
it jumps off the tracks, I think, from what they were saying.
That's right.
Which makes
yes.
it a lot of fun. So, and we were right. There's just the 5
okay.
worlds. Good. Yeah. Celestial Park, Super Nintendo World, Dark Universe, Wizarding World of Harry Potter, The Ministry of Magic, and Isle of Berk.
Yes. And Harry Potter World. So we got our super awesome wands.
Yes.
So the next generation of wands has been released. These do even more in the park as far as spell casting and different things.
Yes.
Extra features to these ones. So really fun. Go grab your new generation wand.
Yeah, apparently they added a couple extra things to the existing Wizarding Worlds, but then, yeah, they've got all kinds of extra stuff happening with that. So this one is really cool. I love that one so much. And she's got the green stone. I have one too, but I got the exact same one because we both fell in love with the same wand. So
It's true.
I'm carrying my other one.
You have Queenies.
I have Queenie's.
Which is very pretty.
Yeah, this is the original kind of wand, the one that is interactive at the park. I love this one. But yeah, this one is pretty cool. I'm excited to see what that's going to do. So we're going to be taking that with us to see if it does anything cool in Hollywood too.
It's true. We're going to be in Hollywood soon.
Oh.
And we had tons of fun in Harry Potter, in Universal Studios, not in Epic, obviously, because we haven't gotten to go there, but went on all the rides.
We got a meal that we didn't know fed as many people as it fed. Again, I don't know why we were so hungry on this trip.
Well, at this point, I mean, in the beginning it made sense.
Yeah.
But at this point, this was just dumb.
Yeah.
Also, I was literally sick that day.
Okay, yeah.
So this was, this trip, you guys, oh my gosh.
We don't know what happened.
We don't.
We had to get to Universal Studios, so we go there, we get off the bus, and we're just trying to walk from the bus to the park.
Well, and we were way late because I
Yeah.
woke up feeling sick.
Mhm.
And so we kind of just lounged around the hotel room for a while, and I felt terrible because I was like, you should have been having fun. And I was just so nauseous. I truly don't know why. And I don't know if it was maybe just because everything was off. Everything about like eating and sleeping and everything was just off.
Yeah.
And the trip had been pretty rough so far. I don't know. I don't know if on some level my anxiety just went through the roof, but my stomach was just, I don't know. And I was dizzy, which was also really weird.
She
was
hurled in the
nauseous and
trash
dizzy.
can. We got off the bus, and she hurled her life. I mean, from her toes, everything came out.
But this is the weirdest thing. Like, I don't even know how to explain, because I don't throw up. I was so shocked by this. I have such an iron stomach, and this is in no way a brag. Like, I have gone to the emergency room before because I have stomach problems, and I can feel that what I need is to throw up, and I will not. Like, what my stomach has endured out of sheer stubbornness, I don't even know. But I've tried to make myself throw up before, and I cannot make it happen. So I don't know. So the fact that I threw up, like, whatever was happening in my body was so out of place and crazy. So yeah,
Poor thing.
it was ridiculous. So yeah, so I threw up. I don't throw up ever, period, and now I'm throwing up publicly. So super fun. And the sweetest lady came up to us and
Yeah.
offered me water and was so nice and asked me if I was okay. It's like,
She was very sweet.
She was such a nice lady, yes. And then, so like I get it out, which was good. And then the dizziness got so much. I felt like I really thought I was going to pass out right there on the pavement. And like, it was scary. It was just this insane dizziness came over me, over my whole body. It was the weirdest, such a scary feeling. But eventually kind of faded. Lilo took such great care of me.
We got her a cooling towel, which those are really amazing, guys. I mean, everyone needs to have one of those.
I couldn't believe how much that helped. She went and got a cooling towel and wet it and put it around me, and that helped. And I kind of had to hold on to her a little bit because I was so stumbly.
So we went to Bubba Gump's.
Yes.
And we
had a wonderful, wonderful server.
Yes, she was very sweet, very understanding.
Yes.
Because poor Danny was green, and so she sits down. And they got her something to help ease her stomach, you know, a soda water.
Club soda.
Yeah. And then I got myself a clam chowder so that I could get all the crackers and give her the crackers. That worked out perfectly. So after a few minutes in the air conditioning and kind of cooling down, Danny was ready for business.
Yep. We took it a little bit slow, but yep. And we went on Men in Black, which Lilo told me had no spinning.
Okay,
so much spinning on Men in Black, guys.
I was really off this trip, you guys. I don't know what's going on. I was like, oh, Men in Black, it's like a baby ride. It's a really cute ride. You'll love it. And I know that she can't do lots of spinning and twisting. And I was like, yeah, nothing like that doesn't even happen on this ride. And I don't know what ride I thought I went on before, but I didn't remember this at all.
So much spinning.
I might have gotten this one mixed up with like the E.T. ride.
You know what, though? It was fun, though. I liked the ride.
Yeah.
And definitely what it did is because I got off the ride and I felt fine. So it definitely was like the ultimate test that completely let me know, all right, apparently everything's fine and I can do anything now.
Yeah.
So whatever happened was thankfully short-lived.
Every time we turned, I was like, I'm sorry.
She was like yelling.
I was like, I'm sorry. I felt horrible. I mean, it was like, it didn't
You were
just
probably
twist.
afraid I was going to throw up all
I
over
know.
the
Well, I was just like, this is extra spinning. Like, I feel like this. What happened? I don't remember this ride like this at all. It was fun though. It was fun.
It was a fun ride.
But the whole point of this is that she had a queasy stomach. So we go to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and we're hungry.
But I'm kind of scared to eat. But I am hungry.
She's scared to eat, but yet the only thing that looked really good to her on the menu turned out to be in this family feast for 4. But we didn't read that part of the feast. We just read what was in the feast.
We were just like, this looks good.
She's like, yeah, this looks delicious.
And I think we kind of thought, like, we have Ziploc bags with us. So if there's a little bit left over, we can take it back to the room.
Take it back to our room with no microwave. Fine, whatever.
We'll eat it cold. It's fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine. When the server brings it out to us and it's like, looking at us like, it's just the two of you? And he puts this trough of food down.
It was a literal, actual, full... It was a cookie sheet.
Yeah.
It was what you bake cookies on in your oven. It was a full...
Like a big one.
Cookie sheet. And it was completely full. It was covered.
Like 4 full-size ears of corn,
Yep.
4 racks of ribs, 4 half chickens.
Yes. Like, there must have been 1.5, like, total chickens on this thing. Massive pile of potatoes.
And the whole reason we got that particular meal was for what?
Mostly the ribs, right?
No.
No?
What did you want off of that whole plate? Is the only thing she wanted.
Oh, I needed vegetables desperately, and this had broccoli.
Broccoli.
I was like, I need some broccoli. I
We
need some
spent
just plain
$80
steamed broccoli.
for Danny to have broccoli in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter.
And you know
$80.
what? And you know what? It helped. It felt my body. I could feel my body going, oh, this is what I needed.
It was very good broccoli.
It was quite good broccoli.
Actually, the whole meal was actually good.
Everything. The only thing I didn't like was the carrots. But I think they probably were good. They had lots of like spices and herbs on them, and just at that time my stomach was just not doing spices.
I liked them. They were great.
So, yeah, they probably were delicious.
Yeah. So definitely, the next time you're at the 3 Broomsticks and you've got a family of, I don't know, 6 of you, order this meal. It's fantastic. But 2 people, it's pushing it. Like, we had so much food.
So much.
Like,
but
we crammed
learned
stuff in there.
that those ribs were good cold.
They were good cold.
They were good cold.
You know what wasn't?
Everything else?
Yeah, everything else was kind of mushy and cold. Well, whatever. Anyway. So, the 3 Broomsticks has a great meal for a family of 4. I highly recommend it. Or 6 or 10, because that was a lot of food.
There's so much food.
That was ridiculous.
We're going to put a picture up so you can see
You
just
have to
how
see it.
ridiculous this platter.
And you guys have to understand, like, look at the platter in relation to the table itself.
It's true.
There's like
There's no
room on the table past this tray of food. It's insane. So that's how Danny eats when she's got an upset stomach. And
When I need broccoli,
yeah,
okay?
Good Lord. At that point, I should have just asked, hey, do you guys just do a side of broccoli? I have a friend that's sick, but I didn't think that far ahead, guys. I just said, what Danny wants, Danny will get on this trip, damn it. $80 later. But it was good. Yeah, it was good. It was good.
So much food in our hotel after that.
Yeah, so much. Yeah, we were eating pretty well once that point was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't allow ourselves to eat crap food anymore. We were over that.
We never went to another Cabana restaurant.
No. Guys, yeah,
that was so bad.
As travel agents, I really want to be able to tell you, hey, Universal Cabana Bay for, a family looking for a moderate resort to stay at, this is a great choice. But this particular trip was so lackluster, and honestly, it was so subpar that I would definitely say, hey, maybe you should try some of the new ones, because we did tour some of the other resorts. And Stella Nova was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And it has the sister one, the Terra Luna is right across. So those are really beautiful, and those are right across the street from Epic Universe. So
Sapphire Falls.
Yeah, Sapphire Falls
really
is
pretty.
very beautiful. Yes, and then we went to the Royal Pacific.
Yes.
And all of them were really, really nice hotels. They seemed great. And again, on a tour, I'm sure the Cabana Bay would have been fine. It's just there were just some customer service issues that were just really lacking there.
Yes,
so
very much. Well, and even on the last day when we found out that we could have one of the luggage cart things, but still no one would help us. Yeah. So the only thing that we could do is we had to walk all the way to the main lobby, get the luggage cart, take it all the way back to our 10th floor tower room, load it up, and then go all the way back to the main lobby where our ride was.
Yeah.
So you guys can do better.
Yeah, no luggage service. Are you kidding me? I get that it might be a moderate resort, but come on. Yeah, that was a little nuts. But then other than that, of course, we're going back to Disney as well. So we go to Disney Springs, we go to Epcot for the Flower and Garden Festival, and those, of course, all were fantastic. Disney Springs, we were able to try, and we'll show you pictures of this as well, but we tried the taco cones at this taco truck.
Yes.
It wasn't the cilantro, it was the other taco truck that was there. Yeah. But they had these huge taco cones.
Don't underestimate. The picture makes you think you can eat one by yourself.
I mean, if you can, I'd be really, really impressed, but it was a lot of food, but so delicious.
So
and,
good.
I mean, the seasoning was fantastic. It was really, really well done.
Yes.
And it's hard to get me to go to somewhere other than the boathouse. I love the boathouse over there. So
I've always
tried the food truck.
I've always overlooked the trucks too, but that particular item, which I had seen online, and so I kind of went hunting for it. But otherwise, probably wouldn't have gone to a truck either. But every bit of it delicious.
Yeah, it was so good. Lots of fun merchandise again, of course, over at Disney Springs.
Yeah, we'll put our merch videos up because, man, the merch for 25 strong.
Yeah.
There's a few collections. So. In fact, one of them is, sorry for the audio only people again. So this purple and gold collection, there's a bunch of stuff. There's shirts, there's mugs, of course. They always do everything.
Sunglasses.
But it's so pretty. I love this purple and gold aesthetic together. And of course, I love anything with the castle
with fireworks, and it's really, really beautiful.
And then there's also the Sorcerer Mickey collection.
Yes.
The light up Sorcerer pillow and great clothes. And I got a corksicle of that one. And it's Sorcerer Mickey with a bunch of characters around him. And it's all done in either red, that robe red, or the blue from the hat. And it's beautiful collection. And then there's the 4 Icon Park collection.
Yes, which we love.
Which we absolutely love.
They also have, I definitely got one. It was a velvet blue sorcerer's hoodie. It was a zip down hoodie, and it was a blue velvet with the stars all over it. And that thing is so fun.
Yes. So such great merch. We'll definitely put up pictures and videos. Yes.
It was great. And then, of course, as we said before, coming up this next week, we're going to be going to Universal Studios in Hollywood. We're going to be learning about some of the packages that they're offering there, plus some other fun things to do in Hollywood when you are visiting Universal Studios, including the Warner Brothers Studios tour, and we're going to be doing the
Warner Brothers
Walt Disney Archives, thanks to you. So
that one's just us. That's not part of the tour.
Yeah.
But yes.
I mean, when in Rome.
And we'll be learning about more hotels. So we can tell you about other hotels.
Yep.
So
that'll be a good time.
I'm really excited. In our own time, we're going to go see some of the stars that we really want to see. I have written down the addresses of the I don't remember. So I found Michael J. Fox for you.
Yeah.
And then, I'm so excited. I want to find Marilyn's handprints. I've wanted to see Marilyn's handprints for a very, very long time.
They're right in front of the theater, right?
The Chinese theater.
Yeah.
Yes. And I found a map that shows you, like, you know, all of them. So we can go right to it.
Oh, perfect.
I'm imagining this to be a very, very touristy place.
Yes.
So
we're going to be hiding wallets because it's a pickpocket.
Yeah, and I don't want to be mingling very long.
No, you definitely don't.
No, I want to, like, go to the thing we want to see and do something else. So, yes.
Yeah. I went there a few years ago. Jeff and I went to Hollywood, and we did the Chinese theater and everything, and yeah, it's
a little bit sketchy.
Yeah. A little bit.
It's going to be fine.
Could be fine.
It's gonna be totally fine.
Yeah. So, social anxiety places or places that are bad for people with social anxiety would definitely be the Hollywood Strip and Primetime Cafe. Again, we will be telling that story because apparently Danny didn't like this. But if you know about Primetime Cafe, then you know. And my daughter was... Anyway, that's a story for another time.
Yeah,
we'll go into that one another time because I have it on video.
Look at this. You're making me get tipsy without you.
I know. Sorry. I got so excited talking about our fun trip.
Our super fun
staying at the
trip.
Universal Cabana Bay.
Yep.
But anyway.
Yep. So, and we got our next trip coming up. So
yep.
That's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's pretty much all we have for this episode.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
There lots of
that was
information,
a lot.
guys. Yeah, I feel like we just threw a lot of stuff at you guys, but pretty excited with what 2025 and 2026 are going to be coming up with. So,
yeah.
Wait.
What?
We forgot about the coolest thing that's going to be happening possibly in London.
Oh, yes. One more Universal headline.
Yes.
Nearly brought me to tears. Dan and I, so, okay. So Universal is opening another park outside of London.
Mm-hmm.
And from what people have seen of the permits, Lord of the Rings land. Guys.
Universal is going to do Lord of the Rings outside of London. Because you know outside of London, they're already going to do something strong with Harry Potter. I mean,
they're not.
What?
Because Warner Brothers owns the rights, the UK rights.
Oh my gosh, you just broke my heart.
Universal will not do Harry Potter stuff in the UK.
So all the love that they would put in Harry Potter, they're going to put into Lord of the Rings. That's fine.
And whatever else is in the park. But remember, you can go to London and go to the actual Harry Potter studios.
Yeah, you said that you did that, and that was amazing.
Amazing.
Okay.
Such a cool experience. If you're a Harry Potter fan, it is not to be missed. And also, even if you're not the biggest Harry Potter fan, but you're a movie fan, it's still so cool because you see the sets and everything, and you learn about, you can read stuff and listen to people talk about how things are done. So, like, you can learn how they do some of the magic stuff and how they... Because it was surprising how much of it is not CG. Mm-hmm. How much of it is real. Oh. So, like, do you remember that scene in... I don't remember which movie, but you see, like, the knitting needles or knitting a blanket just by themselves? That's real. You see that at the studio.
Oh, really?
Yes. That is not CG. That is, like, some sort of mechanical thing going on, but it looks... freaking magical, and they have that going. You can see it. It's these needles that look like they're suspended in midair knitting a blanket.
Oh,
it's
that's
so cool.
So fun.
You get to walk through the Forbidden Forest and see the acromantulas, and there's even some things where that are interactive, where there's like a place you put your hand or something, and like like lightning goes off or something happens. And they also, you can walk that, that bridge that connects like the Hogwarts castle to whatever piece of land. It's the one that you see Neville running on when he explodes it. You can walk on that bridge. And it's one of those really interesting things because it's like 8 to 10 feet long.
That's it?
And so they just talk about how it's just all about like camera angles and different things. And then obviously and then you get to see, oh my gosh, one of the most amazing things. You get to see the actual Hogwarts. So most of the outside shots of Hogwarts are a model. And you get to see this. You could go into this huge room where they have this whole entire beautifully, incredibly detailed Hogwarts and all the land around it and everything. And it's like the tallest part of it is probably 3 feet tall. Like the tallest part of the castle is probably 3 feet tall. So you're looking at it like, I don't know if you've ever been to like a model train show or something like that, but it's very much like that, only obviously much better. But that is what they use for most outside shots of the castle.
So it wasn't CG. There was something physical.
There's very little CG in the movies.
Awesome.
It's really interesting.
So happy.
And you get to see the burrow. It's maybe 2 feet taller than me.
Really?
Yeah, the whole thing. It's there. You can go see it. And like this is what they use for like outside. There's nothing to it. It's so weird.
Wow.
And you get to walk through the Dursleys' house. And so yeah, you can sit in the Fort Angelina. It's so fun. But yeah, you get to see the big animatronic Buckbeak. It's an incredible experience. I recommend it for everybody. Yeah, you get to see you get to walk into the actual Great Hall.
That would be amazing.
It's so cool. So yes, so I don't think we need to be too sad that Universal's not going to do Harry Potter in the UK, because you can go to the actual Harry Potter studios. Not to mention the fact that you can go to the actual real filming sites and see real castles and stuff. So I think it's okay.
I'm fine. I'm just excited that Lord of the Rings is going to be there, to be honest
Lord
with
of the
you.
Rings. I've been saying for years, Lord of the Rings should have its own park. And I know you can go to New Zealand and you can go to Hobbiton and that's amazing, and I definitely will do that at some point. But
a fully immersive Lord of the Rings land?
Yes, please. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
This is some of the most exciting news I've heard in so long. Oh, Lord of the Rings park. Lord of the Rings park.
So if we start hearing more about that, we'll be definitely sharing
I
that
will
with you
be
guys.
watching for news on Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Very closely. Yes. My husband and my brother and I will be all over it.
That'll be exciting.
So exciting. So we
can't
gotta end there. We can't top that.
I know.
Lord of the Rings
So
land.
Anyway, so like we said, we're going to start dropping our episodes now on Sundays. So keep an ear out. And again, if you love to look at our lovely faces, feel free to follow, subscribe to us on YouTube, our podcasts, Insta, TikTok, Facebook, X.
All of it.
All of it. We're on everywhere. Hitchhiking Ghostettes.
Hitchhiking Ghostettes.
All right. You guys have a great week, and we'll see you soon. Bye.